Hey, welcome to Full Plate. We have a very busy show today. First of all, your favorite guest and my favorite guest, Brittany Gibbons, is back. Wait till you see what she did on the internet. I'm teasing that. All right, also we have a panel of moms. We're going to talk about how do you get your kids to listen? Are you a yeller? I'm a yeller. And finally, how do you get your kids to eat oatmeal? Well, maybe they won't, but we will. That's all on Full Plate today.
It's like I'm seeing all the blue skies, and I'm walking on the air tonight. It feels so right, and I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here. Throw back a near.
All right, welcome to Full Plate. We're here in our kitchen at the table, and we've got a lot to talk about with Brittany Gibbons, who hasn't been here in a while because you've been very busy causing a ruckus on the internet.
I have.
Brittany Gibbons is the blogger from Brittany herself and the founding mother, woman, CEO of CurvyGirlGuide.com.
Yes.
But you did this on your own blog to start. A year ago, you did this thing, and you've done it a couple years now, called Swimsuit Confidence Day. And we actually did the show in our swimsuits, and I mean, but I was very tastefully covered up because
I think we all were. It was pretty classy.
all had little jackets on and cover-ups and stuff. But I did put a picture on your website of myself in a bathing suit, and I mean, I was perfectly
You're
sucked
gorgeous.
in. Thank you very much. But at 43, if you know, I felt like, oh my gosh, they're all younger on this page.
No.
But it was scary to be.
It is scary.
I'll be in my backyard or maybe at the pool at Disney World, but to do it where everyone can download it or see it was scary. And then you blew the doors off that idea this year because you call it Bikini Mountain, right?
Yes.
Talk about why is Bikini Mountain?
Well, because it was just a metaphor for this huge
Yes.
mountain I wanted to climb this year. I've done a swimsuit post the past 2 years, always a one piece. I've been on news and standing in Times Square in this bathing suit, and I feel like I've sort of achieved that, and that was great, and I wanted to push myself a little more this year. So in January I said, you know what, this year I'm getting in a bikini. And it was really hard, way harder than I thought it was going to be.
And what's hard about it? I guess let's start with that.
So I
know
thought
what
just
would
the
be afraid
mental
of.
part would be hard.
Okay.
I just thought mentally, God, I'm gonna have to really psych myself up to get in this. But it was actually really hard to find a bikini that fit, and not just because I'm curvy, but I'm a mom, and things are hanging lower than they were hanging like when I was in college, when I should have been wearing a bikini and
Right.
taking advantage of that. So it was a really long process. I tried on over 43 bikinis,
43 bikinis.
and only 2 worked.
Okay, now you're going to be on TV with your bikini picture that's already on the internet. You got so much attention it wound up being on the HuffPo. I mean, our little TV show is hardly a big reveal, but there's the big reveal. Brittany Gibbons in a bikini, a string bikini, looking fantastic. Do you have a spray tan because you're so like just golden colored?
Well, I live in Ohio, and it was February. I actually got bronchitis immediately after that.
I was going to say, when you posted this, I knew it was cold out. I was like, she's nuts. But you look beautiful. And
Thanks.
it's very simple, it's very straightforward, and also, like, you're not hiding behind anyone or anything.
No.
This is you.
No kids standing in front of me. This
Right, which is what I do, my little trick.
Exactly.
Now that they're,
I
you know,
know.
5'10", it's really good. I look great standing behind them in a bikini.
Yeah, no, I did that, and I put these pictures up, and then I went on vacation. I didn't mean to like cut and run after I put these pictures on, but it just sort of worked out that way.
You put it on BrittanyHerself.com to start.
I did, and that's not abnormal for me. I do fashion posts all the time.
Right,
I
you
talk
always
about
do.
body all the time. This
Many
was
people
no
credit
different.
you for getting them into skinny jeans at any
Yes,
size.
yes. And
So you
I'm
did it.
driving to Florida,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden my phone is ringing, and it's this insane situation where it got picked up by Huffington Post, it went viral on AOL, and then I'm getting calls from Good Morning America and Today Show and Fox, and I read an article about myself on the
You've
UK
become
Daily
the
Mail,
news, my dear.
and I'm going, how did they write this about me? I'm not even.
didn't even ask
they don't know
you.
me. They're in England.
Well, so what is the, first of all, what's the point? Why did you do that? Why did you put yourself in this totally or nearly totally exposed position?
Honestly, the initial reasons for this were totally selfish, and that this was just my journey, and I happened to be documenting it on the internet, and this was just for me. I have a daughter. I want to sort of be this change that I'm expecting out of media and society. That's my goal. And as a byproduct of that, I have this amazing community of women who are like, thank you, I'm doing this with you. And that sort of keeps me going. And so when I did this. I was very clear. I said, you know, this is my journey. It's completely mine. You can have whatever reaction you want to it. You can find it gross. You can mock it. You can pin it on your fridge and say, this is what I don't want to look like. But this is my mountain. It's not yours. So the positive reaction has been amazing. But it hasn't all been positive.
Okay, so let's talk about both.
Sure.
The positive is easy to see, I think. The easy reaction that, I mean, I was like, oh my gosh. First of all, I thought you look great. Second of all, who says everyone can't wear a bikini if they want to? We should all be able to. And then third, I'm a big proponent of, I have not had any work done yet.
Right.
I'm not saying I would never, because I feel like that's also pompous to say.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, but at this point, people don't know what a 44-year-old face is. I got this, this is what it is. And I feel like we don't see people age naturally as a woman anymore. On television, we see each other, but the media image. So for me to see you, this is a real woman. She's got 3 kids. She looks great. She's healthy. You got the great tan. I mean, I thought all good. But you know the negatives came at you. Just, I mean, what would you say, 80-20, 50-50?
I would say probably 80-20.
80-20.
And I can say without a doubt that 20% negative was almost all women.
Women being
women. I got nary a negative response from men. I have an inbox full of date requests. I mean, men, they just don't see it that way. I mean, one man really said, this is why men aren't in charge of Vogue, because everybody would look like you in it.
They would be curvy.
Yeah, they would, not look like they were 12, which is
or eating tissue paper to stay skinny, which is another whole deal.
Right.
But
so the negative response
were from women.
Was
what
from
women. What nasty things can women say? I know I'm going to guess. But,
what don't they say?
Right.
I mean, really, it was just completely tearing me down. My body, either I wasn't plus size enough, or
you were either too thin or too fat.
I was too thin or too fat. And just sort of having to defend that was really, really weird for me because it's such a part of my identity was being curvy. And so, just calling me revolting or wondering how I'm an example for my children, which is mind-boggling to me. Clearly making judgments on my health alone just by looking at my picture on the internet. Right. Which makes sense.
And you're a perfectly healthy woman.
I'm 100% healthy. I actually don't assume anybody's healthy or unhealthy based on their weight unless they're actively doing drugs or
clearly you're
bleeding openly in front of me.
You're bleeding out. Are you okay?
Right, that's
other than that, it's hard to say.
I think you're fine. I think people can be unhealthy at any weight.
Yes.
Yeah, like thin or heavy or anything. And I'm perfectly healthy and I'm very active.
So then you did another thing, which I also think this is why I will never achieve any more fame than what we've got sitting right here. You did another totally radical thing for a woman. The next day, after people said, you're not plus size, you're not plus size.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
I got on a scale and took a picture and put it on the internet on TV now. So
nobody watches this show, don't worry. My mom now knows what you weigh.
I know. It's a little weird to go in a grocery store and be like, I don't know how much she weighs.
But you did it.
I asked I thought it was funny because I'm always kind of in my head trying to guess people's weight. It's like this weird, like carnival trick in case ever I'm out of work. And I asked my husband to guess how much I weighed. And he was like,
any smart man lowballs it,
I'm not going down this road. And he guessed 160, and I said, you know what, it's not. And I said, and I think that's my point. You just can't tell by looking at me, like what I weigh or
anyone,
how healthy
really.
I am. Anybody at all. So I told him how much I weighed. He didn't believe me. I drug the scale out. I took a picture, and he's like, I don't really care, but
you are what you are.
A little, I'm like, what's he gonna do? Divorce me? I mean,
it's the paperwork.
The paperwork alone is ridiculous. I mean, might as well just wait it out. So, it was fine. It doesn't affect. I've never lost a friend because of my weight in my history of my entire life. I've never lost a boyfriend or a husband based on my weight. So who cares? So I just want to show what this weight looks like on me. I weigh 214 or 9 pounds or what. I had a couple different scales tell me what I was, and this is what that looks like on a person. And I don't think that we see that in society enough. Like you said, with like Christy Alley or somebody like that, when they just give a number that they lost, we don't know.
There's no context.
Right. We aren't seeing in context what that looks like. And because I think I look like a normal curvy woman, I want to make that weight okay for other women. And I think it did that. I mean,
absolutely, totally.
There was still a negative reaction. Some people didn't believe it was my own feet. That was funny.
I have a foot model stand-in,
Your feet
always
look
available at my kitchen.
Too thin. How many children are you holding in that photo? I'm like, I'm not.
All right. Well, that I think I applaud you. It's been
Thanks.
fun watching everyone's reaction and the positive around it, and the negatives. You already know those are going to be out there. No more.
Don't need them.
Don't need them. All right. So thank you, Brittany. And again, you go to BrittanyYourself.com and to the Huffington Post, and pretty much everywhere in the next few days, you'll see Brittany and weigh in on her weight, I guess is what you're having people do. Oh my God. When we come back, we're going to weigh in on yelling at your children. Urgh. Some more moms come in to talk about it.
Yes.